I'd like to call the public hearing to order. Mary, would you please read the notice?
Yes.
The budget?
Public notice, notice of public hearing upon preliminary budget. Notice is hereby given that the preliminary budget for the town of Clermont for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2016, has been completed and filed in the office of the town clerk, 1795 Route 9, Clermont, where it is available for inspection by any interested persons during regular town clerk hours. Further, notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Clermont will hold a public hearing at the town hall at 6:30 p.m. on Monday, November 2nd, 2015, prior to the regular town board meeting. At the public hearing, any person may be heard in favor of or against any item or items therein contained. Pursuant to town law, the proposed salaries are hereby specified as follows. Supervisor, $5,500. Town council, 4 of them, $2,500 each. Town clerk, $6,695. Town justice, 2, $5,300 each. Tax collector, $4,400. Superintendent of highways, $48,090. Assessor, $15,270. By order of the town board, Mary Helen Shannon, town clerk.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, I'd just like to start out with a quick review of the 2016 proposed budget. Pretty uneventful from last year to this year. We have total expenditures between general and highway, $684,993. Less our estimated revenues, total of $437,840. We have $80,000 appropriated from reserves, and we're projecting $62,573 to be used out of fund balances combined between highway and general. Total amount to be raised by taxes is $104,580. That is the exact same amount as last year. It will be a 0% tax increase, flat tax for this, from last year to this year. Excuse me, this year to next year, I should say. So, a couple things to highlight. One of the major things that we had to deal with this year is the money that's going to be needed to offset the DEC project. We do not have an accurate figure from DEC yet. We've had some estimates, but we decided to settle on $75,000 to be safe, to be budgeted out of the reserve accounts, out of the fund balance, to offset our percentage that we have to pay DEC. So that is the biggest change in the budget from this year to the next year. We really kept a very strict line on all the numbers this year. We reduced some of the spending because our capital projects are reduced for the community building. We've done a lot of work on that building over the past few years. The painting's been completed. So we reduced some of the spending in that line to offset the other spending. There's only a couple increases to mention, which would be the tax collector had a small increase of $200. The highway department received a 1.5% raise for the 3 employees. And I think that was all. That is, that's all that received raises this year. So very minimal. Again, strict line on the spending. And rather than going through every line, it's, like I said, it's a very uneventful budget from last year to this year to next year. So with that, I'd like to open up to the public for any comment, questions, or concerns. Sure. If you wouldn't mind just to step up, we're going to have people step up so we can hear better.
Sure. Hi, I'm Sarah Takas, and I just have a question about that remediation thing. You added a little bit to it, 75K. I think it used previously was 69, right? So it's 6,000 more. That's just for the remediation. So do we calculate into this how much it will cost to build things on there, or you just wait for that? For part of the budget
This is just the remediation.
This is just remediation, okay. Yes.
So, but then in the town budget, do we add anything else? When you said that you didn't add anything. It might be unclear, but you know.
The only thing that we have in our parks, we have a line for our parks line. Mm-hmm. We have $5,000 and we added $8,000 for, we have $13,000 total budgeted for the parks line. And part of that is equipment. That's
Okay.
for, along with, we need to take care of everything.
And how much does it cost to, keep up the field we have on County Route 6?
There's no additional cost. I mean, that's part of, our highway guys have been doing that for part of their salaries. I mean, we don't have to pay additional cost for that.
Okay.
So that's not,
So you don't see any increase coming for
we
this
don't get
new
additional
proposed?
billing
Okay.
for that, no.
So you're thinking of grants and things like that? Is that
Anything
what
that we
we're
do
thinking?
to, yes, correct. Anything we do to improve or build upon would be.
Alrighty, thanks, that's it, thank you.
Any other questions on the budget? Last call? Okay, if we have no other questions on the budget, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Or, yes, close the public hearing.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Carried. We'll start our regular meeting in 20 minutes. Thank you. Salute the flag, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we get started this evening with the approval of prior town board minutes, meeting minutes. We had 3 sets of minutes this past month. First one would be our regular town board meeting, October 5th. Any corrections?
In the public?
Oh, public hearings before, I'm sorry. I got one on the other. We'll start with the public hearing that was held on the October 5th. Any comments, corrections? Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, then our regular town board meeting that was held also on the 5th.
Under public comment, it says the first bullet is Ms. Shute, and it should be Ms. Earl, E-A-R-L-E.
What page is that, Dawn?
The very last page, 66, under the first bullet under public comment, should be Earl, Ms. Earl, E-A-R-L-E.
E-A-R-L-E.
Not Miss Shute.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
Any other comments, corrections? Motion to approve the corrected minutes.
Move to approve as amended. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And last but not least, our budget workshop minutes from October 21st. Evan's the only one that couldn't make that meeting, so he won't be able to vote on that, but, any comments or corrections? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Bob's
Carried.
he's getting all of them.
Thank you. Let's move on to, town clerk report, Mary.
See if I can get through it without coughing. Town clerk's report for October 2015. Community house lease, $1,000. Dog licensing, $30. Building permits, $750. Certificates of occupancy, $150. Driveway permits, $25. Town clerk fees for decals, hunting licenses, $14.78. Solid waste, $4.50. Community house donations, $200. Miscellaneous for FOIL copies, $14.25. Vital statistics, $10. Total check for the general fund, $2,198.53. Trust and agency for inspection fees, $750. Total check for trust and agency, $750. Paid to New York State Department of Ag and Markets for dog surcharges, $12. Paid to Columbia County Solid Waste, $55.50. Paid to New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, $253.22. Total for October, $3,269.25.
Active. Very nice.
Busy.
Motion to approve the clerk's report.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. No, she's been fighting with him on that. Mail review. What do we have? Anything from mail?
And the only thing I have is, Jim told me, Jim, our highway superintendent, that all our smoke alarms and CO detectors have all new batteries installed. We did not get the bill yet from anybody, well, the batteries, but I guess they tested the smoke. The, what do you call them?
Detector.
Yeah, all that. We usually get something from Salisbury's,
Okay.
where they check, what is that I want to say?
Fire extinguishers?
Fire extinguishers, I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything about those, but usually he has that done
Change the
too.
batteries, is he?
No, I think Jim did that.
All right.
I hope so.
Okay, that's it. All right. Slow month. All right, thank you. Correspondence for web committee. Yeah, someone read that down here later on, just talk about, Evan, you got anything?
I haven't received any emails.
Any emails? Anybody have any comments, suggestions, ideas for web committee? No? Okay. All right, moving along. Let's get the committee reports. Bob?
Yeah, the only thing is, I did talk to George, our engineer, and he still has not received anything from DEC, and there's some material that he needs to do the access permit. And it's kind of looking like he doesn't think we're going to get that. It still looks like they may award the contract this year, but it's probably going to be too late to actually do the work this year, so it'll probably get put off till spring, but that's not official yet. That's just an estimate, opinion.
I certainly would concur with that myself, but I put a call in for the latest update today with Michael Mason. He was out of the office and didn't get back to me this afternoon, so I would seriously think you're gonna get this done this year, by the way, by the speed this is going. And they've been telling us, what, since June it was gonna happen the next month, every month since then, so I certainly would probably believe that. But, all right, well, we'll, as soon as we have an update, we'll let everybody know, and we should hopefully get some information. All right. Evan, you got anything there?
Nothing from me.
Nothing? Okay. Chris,
No, nothing new.
you don't want to tell everybody you've been fighting with that computer for the past?
Anybody really want to hear about that?
I guess not. We're working on it, all right. Dawn?
The only thing I would say, and it's not going to be helpful for the people on TV, is that the Election Day dinner is tomorrow from 4:30 to 6:30.
Very good. Mary, you forgot to read that. You should have it on that.
Yeah, you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn.
But it's 4 to 6, isn't it, Dawn? What kind of?
4 to 6, yeah.
I can't find it.
It said 4 to 6 on the
4 to 6.
Yes, it is 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
I stand corrected.
Okay. Just updates, we have a few updates, not a lot going on. Old business, DEC update I had down here, just to keep talking about, again, I think just refer to that. I do not have any updated information. You know, it's very difficult to believe that they are gonna get this project underway or certainly not gonna complete it, even if they get started, obviously. But, you know, we've been told for months and months and months that this was starting since June. You know, and I still haven't, you know, we still haven't seen anything. They haven't even released a bid package as of yet, which will take at least a couple weeks to bid out to even get somebody to come back and start this would be unfathomable within a month. So I seriously don't think this is gonna happen until spring. But, you know, once I get the official word, I'll certainly let everybody know and update everybody. But as of right now, we're just still unknown.
Right, is that, they can't work on this, it's a weather situation?
Well, once the ground freezes, it's gonna be kind of difficult. You know, if it's a mild winter, they may try to do it, but, you know, I'd almost rather not, to tell you the truth, because it just, unless it's a really mild winter, it's just difficult to do. So I don't know. I'll, like I said, as soon as we have some information to let everybody know, we'll update everybody, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Can you just hold the questions until the end?
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind.
Actually, it was just to say if you could put it on the website when you hear about it, that'd be great.
We certainly will, we certainly can, yeah. We
Yeah.
try to update everybody on a
Yeah.
monthly basis. We don't really seem to be making much headway where it's, you know, next month will probably be, we'll be lucky to have an answer by then, probably, but we certainly can, yes. Highway storage building, just an update on that. We did award the contract for the building, our last special meeting at the budget workshop. The highway highway guys are underway of putting it up. They actually have the poles up. They started putting up the purlins. Once that's, the structure's put up, we will order the trusses, and then we did award the bid to put the trusses and the metal and the siding on. So as soon as the trusses are in, probably 2 to 3 weeks, they will come set the trusses and put the roof on and the siding on. So that building should be completed in the next 4 to 5 weeks, definitely by middle of December. So that's moving along nicely. New business, just, we put in several months ago, if you recall, everybody recalls, anybody recalls, a request for a speed limit change on Turkey Hill Road. We had a lady come in and ask for us to do that. We looked at it because there was signage on the Mylan side that was 40 mile an hour, and our road was unposted, which, you know, is automatically 55 miles an hour. It was brought to our attention. We actually filled out the paperwork and put this in. Even though it's a town road, we still have to go through the county and the state to get approval. We submitted this, I don't know if it tells you, July. We submitted this in July, and we finally got the response back that they did agree and award us to lower the speed limit down to 40 to match the entire road. So it's funny because there was 3 other applicants, Route 203 in Chatham and 7A in Copake, also applied and were turned down. They were denied. They were not allowed to change the speed limit. So it is difficult. I shouldn't say it's difficult. It's a lengthy process, and as you can tell, it takes several months to put it through. But if there is a reasonable request and we can document, you know, a necessity or a need to lower speed limit, we can certainly fill out the paperwork and do that. So if anybody has any issues or questions or concerns, they could certainly address me, the board, and we can certainly look at it and see if it's something possible for whatever road you do live on or you're interested in. But it did come through, we did get it, and I don't have the estimate yet, but I asked the county highway department to give us an estimate on signage to actually sign the road adequately and put all the posted speed limit signs up. So we should be receiving that any day now. I asked them last 2 weeks ago after I received this, so I haven't got that back yet, but maybe for next month we'll have a number on that. So, but that is good news, and glad to at least get them to agree with us. So 2016 budget, we had a public hearing earlier this evening. We've had a couple budget workshops on the 2016 budget. We presented the information at the public hearing, excuse me, for this 2016 budget. Very uneventful, as I explained earlier. The amount to be raised by taxes is identical to last year. There'll be a flat tax, no increase. We're going to hold the line on taxes. And, you know, very minor changes to the budget. The biggest change, just to mention, would be the money we budgeted to cover the DEC funding for the brownfields cleanup, which we did put in the budget out of the fund balance of $75,000, budgeted to cover that project. We put in a little extra to make sure we had enough. We're certainly hoping to be less than that, but we want to make sure we're prepared if we need it. So other than that, again, like I said, the taxes, a 0% increase, and very uneventful change from last year, excuse me, for this current year. So with that being said, I'd like to offer this, get a motion for adopt the 2016 budget, preliminary budget.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I got a motion, I got a second,
So it was Dawn?
Yes.
And Bob, okay.
we got all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Supervisor report, a few things to update everybody on. I had an interesting study came up in the Public Works Committee the other night with bridges throughout the county. Not going to where you think I'm going with this, but we have several bridges that are on town roads that the county maintains and owns, obviously. They did a study on traffic on the top 15 and the lowest, well, they studied them all, and they gave us a report on the top 15 bridges that had the most amount of traffic and the least amount on the least 15 with the least amount of traffic. And it was brought up back when they decided to close our bridge on Bingham's Mill Road, that one of the bridges they were going to consider looking at would be Buckwheat Bridge, closing that bridge. If and when it comes to a point where it needs repairs, and they didn't want to have to put the money into a low traffic bridge. But the study shows that Buckwheat Bridge gets an average of 528 cars a day on it, which is in the top 15 throughout the county, believe it or not. I thought that was very, very surprising. 528. And Stallbridge on Pleasantville Road, went over by you, 609 a day.
People going to the Tacoma.
So the two bridges are both in the top 15 the most traffic used in the county, which I thought was amazing. So when it comes to an argument on closing one of these bridges, they're gonna have a hell of a fight with this time.
Well, we did close that, built one, that was closed for,
Stallbridge in Pleasantville? Yeah, that was closed for repairs, and that was, yes, that was closed for
It
repairs,
was
but.
closed for quite a while.
Yeah, but no, there's gonna be a serious, because there's bridges with 6 cars a day, 15, I mean, the lowest 15 traveled would be between 6 and 64 cars a day. So, I mean, there's a lot of bridges in the county that don't get very much traffic at all. And, you know, I wish they had this out when they were saying, oh, well, Binghamton only gets a couple hundred cars a day. Well, that's about the middle of the road for the county.
Yeah.
But they still hadn't,
What's the
Yeah, It was
busiest?
a lot higher than some of those.
probably, absolutely
It's like
was.
400, I thought, I remember.
Is it a done deal
What's that?
with Bingham?
As of right now, it's a done deal, but, not completely. I don't know how to word it, but, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, so.
And is Buckwheat Bridge in disrepair?
Not at this point, no. It just mentioned that they had a capital project looking at the next 5 to 10 years out, and they said it's gonna need some, repair work at that point. I don't know how severe, it hasn't been flagged, there's no issues with it right now. But, I'm gonna certainly argue very strongly, and I'm sure Livingston will as well. That's an important bridge to keep open, because there's been several, and I mean several traffic detours that have used that bridge when there's been issues on 9. And that's a safety issue as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, it's gonna be very difficult, especially with this supporting documentation, that that bridge isn't needed. So, we'll certainly keep everybody updated if and when that does come up.
Well, there's a lot of bridges around the county that are closed and detoured. And every time you close a bridge, you take away an option for emergency detours.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the arguments for Mill Road Bridge.
I couldn't agree with you more, Bob. Yeah. Moving on, to budget, county budget's still in process. I don't really have an update on that. I can't say at this point what that's looking like. It's been a lot of unknowns still. It always takes longer for the county budget to get materialized. I don't see any reason for any increase in the county budget, but I certainly am not going to go out on a limb and say anything at this point, because I certainly don't have enough control over that. So I'll keep everybody updated. You probably know as much as I will by the time this is decided to be in the paper, I'm sure, before the next meeting, but we'll see what we can do to keep it from going up. I know I will. Pine Haven, quick update, continues to operate under the county's CON. The process of selling that, obviously everybody knows that we've decided to sell that against my better judgment. I didn't vote for it, but they did go ahead with the sale. They expect, what I've been told is a guesstimate of about 2 to 3 months. It'll be completely out of the county's hands and be turned over. It still would be a little bit of a transition period, but that's when they'll actually take full control over the home. I know the census has been brought up. That was one of the problems when the county was running, and we still are running, but when we were in the business full time, the census was getting low. It was down to 80%, 82%. I know they've increased the census up to 95% this past month. So they are filling the beds, which brings in their extra revenue, which helps support the home. I still argue that we could have done the same exact thing with the support of the county behind it, but there was too many people that just didn't want to support the home and wanted to get out of the business, and that's why we ended up selling it. So unfortunately, I'm hoping to be wrong, and I'm hoping that they're going to do a great job and it's going to be better for the residents. I still, I hope to be proven wrong, is all I can say. I'm just not convinced yet. So I'll keep everybody updated from whatever new information comes about. One thing I did want to answer and address was last month, we were talking about the DEC remediation. It was brought up about a CPP board, Citizens Participation Program, I think is what it stands for. or citizens participation support materials. I did look into this a little bit, after speaking with the attorney, which said we were covered with this. I really thought this was probably a DEC question, so I did speak to Michael Mason about this, and he just basically assured me that we are covered under everything we've done between the ROD, record of decision, all the meetings we've held throughout the past several years to get to where we are now, that this has been satisfied. There is no issue with not having this in place. I think that was a question that you brought up. So at this point, I mean, I'm gonna rely on his question, or his answer, and I know I think he actually reached out and answered you directly, or spoke to somebody on that regard. So hopefully that satisfies your question. If not, I'm certainly glad to talk to you about it. It's public comment, but as far as I'm concerned, I'll have to take him at his word that it has been covered, so. I guess that's about it. Anything else going on in the county that anybody'd like to talk to me about, I'd be glad to talk to you. If I have any information I can, help you with or fill you in with, I'd certainly be glad to talk to you afterwards or in a public comment. The only thing I want to mention is the election day dinner, which has been mentioned twice, I believe, or once, but certainly tomorrow night is the election. We do have a lot of races, not actually really townwide, there's no contested races, but the DA, who else is getting, PJ's uncontested. You got the DA and who else is?
There aren't many.
The coroner's uncontested
Judge?
too, I
Judge
think.
maybe? But it's gonna be an uneventful race.
Supreme Court third judicial district.
Supreme Court, there you go, okay. So hopefully, I know nobody's gonna see this in time, but hopefully, hopefully people turn out and support the election day dinner, certainly because it's a great dinner. It's nice to come out and vote and get a dinner while you're at it, so we're gonna hopefully see a good crowd tomorrow, we'll see. And the last thing, just to thank, we continually do this, but I want to thank the Highway Department for all they're doing. Certainly, the building they're putting up would not be feasible with the money that we budgeted if they were not doing the most of this work. So I'm just, I want to thank them again for everything they do to help us keep the taxes low and certainly, get what we need to keep our equipment maintained. So thanks to them again. And other than that, I guess that's about it. I'll move motion to pay abstracts.
Make a motion that we pay trust and agency. Vouchers 50 through 52 for the sum of $731.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Move we pay general abstract number 11, vouchers 280 through 314 in the amount of $26,613.72.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Move we pay highway abstract number 11, vouchers 126 through 140, in a total of $24,416.31.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, thank you. Okay, move on to public communications, comments to the board. One at a time. Nobody?
Could you just
Could you just do me a favor, we gotta have you step up here.
Mr. Neal, not these microphones?
Yeah, we're trying to get so everybody can hear, because I had a hard time hearing the last few times, so we had people sit, so we're gonna have people stand up so they can talk.
Bob, you mentioned the permit that you need. Could you just give a little more detail about that, the permit that they need for the access or something that they still haven't got?
Yeah, it's
Thanks.
an access permit from DOT for Route 9 entrance.
And that's to start the project or for
No, it's part of the remedial project.
okay.
But we've had our engineer trying to work on getting the permit. He's worked with them quite a bit, and there's a couple things we really don't want to do, like curbing and that kind of thing.
Okay.
We don't see a reason for it, and he's got quite a bit of information that would put that, but he's got to have the topographical information from the engineers that the DEC has hired first, and it's taken them a long time.
Okay, that's all.
That doesn't
I'm in
hold
Hudson
up.
every Monday morning. I usually stop into our associates and talk to George for a couple minutes and ask him, did you get any information yet? And generally he says no.
Okay.
That doesn't hold up the project, because the DEC actually has the ability to put in a temporary entrance and
Like
go
a
in and do
standing,
the
yeah,
work.
standing.
So this is just a formality that we need for the finished product, which isn't, like I said, holding up anything. It's just that we need it approved so I can finish it when the project is done.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thank you.
okay. Anyone else? Comments? Ray, you look like you want to say something.
I'm good. Tell me about curb cuts.
All right, no, we're not gonna talk about that. If we have no more comments, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So we'll
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.